Oh. Hello, Doctor. Can I help you?
No. No, not at all. Thank you. You're a little bit early this evening, Roger.
Oh, yeah. Well, I came in to check out the sound system.
Okay, well, there's the film.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be running in about an hour, I would say. I'll let you know.
Okay, good.
Would you like to have a drink before the screening or afterwards?
There isn't going to be any after the screening drink. Unless I get those negatives.
Well, Vic, I haven't made up my mind about that yet. But I have something for you, because I know how much you'd like it. Caviar. Royal Iranian Beluga. It's just come in. Jimmy, put that down there for Mr. Norris.
Yes, sir.
How many of your other clients have you framed with Tanya? Wouldn't surprise me a bit. This whole institution was built on her remarkable body. I must ask the DA to look into that.
Oh, hello, Mr. Norris.
Hey there. Watch out.
Vic, I'll be with you in a minute. Hey, Jimmy, why don't you leave all that? You can clean it up in the morning.
All right, sir.
I won't need you anymore tonight.
Yes, sir.
Here.
Don't forget this.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night, Jim. Okay, then. Let's have a look. Nothing can happen in this country until someone sells something. We are traditionally a nation of salesmen. But most importantly, we have advanced salesmanship to a creative art. It has been the ability of salesmen representing American products and capital around the globe that has made American business preeminent. The energies of these workers and the dollar resources behind them are wasted unless there is someone to sell their product in the American marketplace. Now, here's an item that doesn't require selling. Exquisite lines, soft and caressable, and as we know, an invaluable selling aid. To sell that idea is the secret of American success. To convince the public that this hot, parched land could be a suburban oasis was a feat that required not only imagination, but daring. And the public had to be shown more than what you see. They had to see the progressive vision of a new suburban lifestyle.
You all right, Vic?
That took creative and dynamic salesmanship. Uniquely American in concept and... What was it, Lieutenant?
I'm sorry to bother you again, Mr. Keppel.
Dr. Keppel, come in.
Dr. Keppel. Why can't I remember that?
I haven't the vaguest notion. What was it you wanted?
I just want to get a few minor things straight for the report. I don't want to disturb you. You just go on doing just what you're doing.
I'm afraid I'll have to.
Are those your guns?
Yes, they are. And you're wondering if they're in working order.
Well, as a matter of fact,
They are. Please feel free to examine them.
thank you very much.
I think I know how you killed Mr. Norris. Last night when that Lieutenant Columbo was asking me all those questions about the monitors, that's when it dawned on me. Remember last night when I came into the projection booth? You were monkeying with the monitor. The East Lobby monitor in particular. And I believe that's where they found Mr. Norris's body. Near the water fountain, right? I says to myself, wow, if that monitor had been working, I might even have seen you shoot Mr. Norris. But you really made your mistake, sir, when you gave me the film. You see, when you gave me the film, you gave it to me tails out. When I heard the splices going through the machine, and I rewound it, I found the subliminal cuts you made. That's very clever of you, Dr. Keppel.
I've given this matter a great deal of thought since we talked this afternoon. Your discovery has made things very awkward, but I think I found a solution. It would be the only solution.
Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding, Dr. Keppel. Come on, don't joke around. Hey, put that away, Doctor. Don't fool around with that. Doctor, come on now.
You invented something I never heard of. I'm over 40. Subliminal cuts. Who ever heard of a subliminal cut? Let me see if I've got that right. You took one frame, was it one frame?
Yes.
Of a picture of buttered popcorn and cut it into the middle of a movie, and it went by so fast that everybody in the audience watching the movie, they never saw it. Is that the way it went?
Yes.
But all of a sudden, everybody in the theater, they wanted to eat popcorn?
That's the way it works.
I'll be a son of a gun.
If the man was thirsty, and he was subjected to several subliminal cuts of, say, a tall, cool drink, that would cause him to get up and leave his screening room and go to find the nearest water fountain. Is that what you mean?
I had something like that in mind, yes. And that could happen.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Oh. Thank you very much. You've been very helpful.
Not at all. You're an interesting man, Lieutenant. Very interesting.
I take it that's a compliment.
Yes, it is. Why don't you come to the point, Lieutenant?
The real point?
Yes, the real one, that one. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think you're guilty of homicide. I think you killed Mr. Norris, and I think you killed the projectionist.
Lieutenant, how could I have killed Mr. Norris or anybody else when I was standing in plain view of everyone in the screening room at the time?
You couldn't.
No.
So you weren't.
Yes, but they did see me.
No, sir. They heard you. And you had a tape recorder. And it was dark.
Wait a minute. Let me get one thing straight. I was told that all of the testimony was unanimous. Everyone in the room swore they saw me there. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Has someone changed their testimony?
No, sir.
No, they haven't. Well, when they do, we'll be able to pursue this fascinating line of speculation. Ah, here's my ball. There it is. I'll just toss it out a bit. And no one will ever know.
Milk?
Wait a minute. Flashing your badge to get past a guard is one thing, but this is searching without a warrant.
I'm not searching. I'm looking. Shoot.
Film is still under option to Victor Norris's agency, but I think it will fit your company's needs exactly.
We're looking forward to seeing it, aren't we, dear?
We certainly are.
Good. I'm glad. Go ahead and roll.
Nothing can happen in this country until someone sells something. We are traditionally a nation of salesmen. But most importantly, we have advanced salesmanship to a creative art. It has been the ability of salesmen representing American products and capital around the globe that has made American business preeminent in the world.
Excuse me for a minute, please.
The energies of these workers and the dollar resources behind them are wasted.
finally got some hard evidence. What is that, Doctor? I'll be a son of a gun. A calibration converter. You have the key to that case? Looks like a 22. Fit nicely into a 45 automatic. That's why the barrel and the chambers were clean when ballistics checked out the gun. That's a lovely touch. A converter. I never figured on a converter. And one hidden in a lamp. Doc, I would have sworn you had a gun hidden in here. And I was trying to smoke you out. But I never figured on this.
A subliminal cut. You used a subliminal cut.
Now, quite a few subliminal cuts from some photos I made. Came in here with Milt last night and we shot some pictures. It must have been the ones around the lamp. Those are the ones that did it. We had them processed last night and we cut them into your movie this morning.
Now, one thing, Lieutenant, you'll have to admit, you never would have solved it without using my technique.
That's right, Doc. If there was a reward, I'd support your claim to it.
Where did this come from?
From the boards at Albany, sir. Your assistant was kind enough to put it up for me.
Get out.
I hope you don't mind, sir. Just a few more questions. The Albany police, boy, they've been some terrific help. They even sent me an inventory of everything in Mr. Fisher's apartment. And when I saw that there was a roll of 16mm film hidden among some groceries, well, because of my new interest in film, I sent for it, Mr. Brady. It's just this tiny reel, sir. But I had it made up like this for your screen. Do you see the screen, sir?
And what do you make of my screen, Lieutenant?
Well, when I compare it to the newspaper clippings, sir, I see Mr. Fisher's sister and I see the motorcycle accident. And I see you there too, sir. So the accident happened while you were filming. And you ran away and left her to die. At least that's what the film tells me. Did Mr. Fisher ever show you this film?
I told you I haven't... Do you mind, Lieutenant?
Not at all, sir.
You seem to have taken over my stage, Lieutenant. Invite me to the first day of shooting.
Could Mr. Fisher have threatened you in any way, sir? Because he was upset over the way his sister really died. Become hostile. Something like that. Self-protection, that's certainly a very good motive for murder.
Remember, I haven't seen or talked to Lenny for 3 years. Are you suggesting I killed him, Lieutenant?
No, sir, all I'm considering is a motive.
Then if that's all, I have a few problems of my own to take care of.
Oh, there's more, sir. For instance, there's this. Your weather report, Mr. Brady, the one your secretary always gets you. That's for the night Mr. Fisher was electrocuted. You see the prediction for rain, sir?
Yes, I see the prediction for rain.
But that was the night that you ordered the Brownstone Street washed down. You wanted to see it wet? And I had to ask myself why you did that and got charged for it and all when you knew it was going to rain. Can you help me with that, Mr. Brady?
Because I'm an impatient man, Lieutenant. A rain prediction doesn't guarantee a wet street. A water truck does.
Well, that certainly explains the truck. But then there's Mr. Fisher's shoes. Over by the light, sir. You remember his shoe, sir? The one with the missing heel? It's the heel I found on your brownstone street. The street you made sure was nice and wet. That would be a very dangerous place to stand, sir. I mean, if someone was gripping onto something with high voltage. You see the burned heel, sir? The lab boys say it's a perfect fit.
Do you believe that's where Len was killed, Lieutenant? On the brownstone street?
I think it's a possibility, sir. And then there's this book. Your college yearbook. From the books in your boys' club. I took the liberty, sir. Those are my bookmarks. That'll be your college picture with Len Fisher, and I guess that's Buddy Coates. And here, sir, from the class before yours, here's a picture of Mr. Fisher's sister, Jenny. The one that died in the accident.
Is there a point to all this, Lieutenant?
I guess it has to do with the way people treat a book. Some people, they turn down the corners of the page, and some people, they use a bookmark. My own mother, she would chop my hands off if she ever saw me turning down the corners of a book, so I use a bookmark like these, sir. What do you use?
I must confess I'm a corner turner, Lieutenant. Is there a penalty for that?
Well, whichever way, it becomes a habit. And whoever used this book last, maybe just to look from picture to picture, reminisce about happier times, he used a bookmark. I found this in your college yearbook. On the same page as the photograph of Jenny Fisher. Maybe you could see it better over here. Would you turn up the light, sir? I think the lab boys, I think they put this on the same piece of film. You see the date and the time, sir? The day Mr. Fisher died. And the time, 12 minutes after 3 o'clock. Just 2 minutes after Mr. Kardashian delivered Mr. Fisher to the tour center. So we can say that's Mr. Fisher's ticket, sir, to the studio tour. And we found the ticket in your yearbook. A bookmark. So Len Fisher had to be in your boys' club on the day he died. The night you murdered him by electrocution on the brownstone street. I'd say by that iron gate, sir, near where I found the heel.
Do you really think some underpaid policeman is going to arrest me with all that circumstantial claptrap?
Oh, I almost forgot, sir. Miss Walker, your secretary, she's been very helpful. She helped us with that little scene in the restaurant today, where you tried to bribe her with a trip around the world. I'd say that was an admission of guilt. Her testimony is going to be very damaging.
I wouldn't count on it, Lieutenant. Whatever Rose told you, in the end, it'll be her word against mine.
Well, not exactly, sir. We do have witnesses. You see, that little scene in the restaurant, that was what you might call stage, sir. Like your own little manipulations. Like the taxi driver that drove Miss Jernigan that night. Or the 2 lady extras that were in the studio commissary yesterday when I was having lunch. They were very good, sir. But one of them was a nurse. And there were no hospital scenes shooting at the studio. And the other was a bridesmaid. And there were no wedding scenes either. So I have to think that they were your actors, Mr. Brady, trying to fool me. Maybe you would like to see our own actors. Our witnesses at the restaurant, sir. Mr. Wagner, sir. You remember the busboy? The part of the busboy played by Detective Sergeant Louis Rodriguez. your luncheon waitress are all beautifully performed by Detective Sergeant Bennington. Next witness, Mr. Brady, your very own cocktail waitress. A little hand for your favorite actress, the popular Ruth Jernigan. And then there's me, sir, playing my own part. The only thing that's given me any pleasure in this case, Mr. Brady, is charging you with murder. And I must say, sir, that's been a very great pleasure, sir. Just one more thing.